Guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Kneon. We're gonna go there. We're gonna talk about The Last of Us Part 2 and the controversy around this game. I am not gonna talk about the ending per se, but I'm gonna talk about a colossal amount of bullshit that seems to be going on regarding this game, regarding anyone who dares talk about the ending to this game or uploads, the ending or whatever. I heard about this yesterday. Now, a lot of people have been talking about The Last of Us Part 2, and I'll be honest, I didn't play the first game. I think Squid King played it. I didn't play it. I really was not paying attention. I don't care. And I want to disclaim that, I really could care less what actually happens in this game. This video is more about game publishers, game developers, studios trying to silence dissent online under the guise of protecting spoilers. And this is a very sticky subject because we're seeing more and more of this lately. We're seeing companies, what I believe to be abusing YouTube's copyright strike system to make sure that they silence any and all critics of their products. We ran into it ourselves last year. We were very critical of the direction that She-Ra was taking. Geeky Sparkles is very much a huge classic She-Ra fan. She did not like the new version of She-Ra. We certainly did not like some of the stuff that people associated with the show were saying, and we were critical of it. So we had DreamWorks for quite some time trying to strike our channel for stupid stuff. Putting up more than a couple seconds of footage to comment on it, etc. And every time it got overturned, and it turned out it was just somebody at DreamWorks, or possibly an overzealous fan, just trying to take us out of play, tie up our video with legal issues, because right now YouTube is kind of asleep at the wheel. YouTube does not have as many people working there as they usually do because of the coronavirus crisis. So they're sort of preemptively, striking channels and shutting down live streams and stuff, even if you didn't break any rules. And it seems like Naughty Dog is taking complete advantage of the situation right now, or somebody who's an overzealous fan. I actually am inclined to think it's Naughty Dog themselves, because we've seen this with, Take-Two? With Borderlands leaks. They were actually going to people's houses and making threats. We saw this with Square Enix recently, copyright striking anyone who posted the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And again, I would like to think it's to avoid spoilers. That's going to be the official story, but we all know that's not true, because all of these games have one common thread, which is there were controversial decisions made in regards to the characters, in regards to the plot, some things that could potentially affect sales. And that's what this is about at the end of the day. Drop the pretense. This is all about selling copies of The Last of Us, and if the spoilers got out there, they absolutely would take a hit. Because a lot of people, as I understand it, are not happy with the direction of the game. Again, I can't comment on it. I never played the first one, but I can comment on the abuse of copyright strike on YouTube. Now that this has become a major problem, it was put on my radar yesterday. I guess Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers and a few other channels got struck for talking about the ending of The Last of Us, and they weren't even showing footage. They were just talking about the ending. And just some guy tweeted this yesterday, said that he's not going to buy any more Naughty Dog products. And he's got a pretty sizable following on YouTube too, right? And that's the thing. Before I get into the specifics of it, these companies have to remember, they might have the legal right on some level to copyright strike a channel or shut someone down or whatever, but there are optics. You have to consider the optics, because the fans will remember if you turned on them, even if it's not, even if you totally have legal grounds to do so. If the optics are you're turning on the fandom, you're trying to squash dissent, it's going to cost you money. Is it worth it now to hide the ending of this game if you've just lost out on potentially millions of dollars in sales, and if you've lost street cred with the fans? because now Naughty Dog is not the company it once was. A lot of people are saying they're not going to buy Naughty Dog games anymore because they think this is bullshit. Now, I want to talk about a right way and a wrong way to do this, again, before we talk about the specifics. We had posted the rumored plot synopsis of High Guardian Spice on Crunchyroll. We've been talking about the drama surrounding this anime for a while, and someone had posted a plot synopsis of the pilot on Twitter. We took those tweets and we made a video out of it. We did not show any footage. We did not show, any graphics or anything. We just talked about what this person on Twitter was saying. We had Elation Studios reach out to us and ask us to take the video down. Now, they didn't have a legal right to do so, right? But I guess we didn't want this person to get in trouble, the person who was on Twitter, because they had signed an NDA that if they got a screener copy of this anime, they weren't allowed to talk about it publicly. And that is part of it. When this happens, whether you get a press screening or you go to an early showing or something, a lot of times they will give you an NDA. I've been to media events, I've been to Disney media events, and they've maybe signed paperwork. You're not allowed to talk about it. You can't talk about what you've seen until they'll have a certain date. You cannot talk about this particular thing until the street date or whatever. So out of a courtesy to Elation, we pulled the video down because they asked. They didn't threaten, they asked us. And out of a courtesy to that Twitter user who normally would not have gotten that much attention, I don't think, we pulled it down because we didn't want them to get in trouble. There is a right way and a wrong way to do it. And I think Naughty Dog, I think Square, if they're actually striking people who post the ending to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I think Take-Two Interactive showing up at people's houses, all of these things are very, very wrong from my perspective because the optics are absolutely atrocious. It makes you look like the video game mafia. So that being said, let's dive into what's actually going on here. Now, I did see that supposedly fans are the ones who are out there trying to counter the spread of these spoilers. Again, I don't know if overzealous fans are striking channels or what the deal is here, but this is the excuse. Several The Last of Us 2 cutscenes that reveal the fate of main characters have been uploaded on YouTube and other streaming sites. It's easy to find disgruntled comments from those who have read the spoilers. Some blame Naughty Dog for purportedly advancing its so-called social justice warrior agenda that they deem negatively affected the sequel's narrative. Again, I have not played the first game, so I can't comment on the content of the game. This is likely a reference to Ellie's gender orientation, among other previously confirmed plot details that did not sit well with certain people. Other fans, however, are making an effort to not add to the damage. Moderators of the franchise's subreddit decided to turn off some of the features in the meantime, such as commenting. This is normal, when a movie comes out or whatever, you have to mark the spoilers, while promising to screen incoming posts after the massive The Last of Us 2 leaks came out. Many have expressed disappointment to the point of promising they would no longer purchase the sequel. But reading the spoilers have a different effect on other gamers who said the very shocking plot twist made them even more excited about The Last of Us 2. Some of the videos containing the leaks have since been taken down. But as to what some people say, once something gets on the internet, it's going to be out there forever. Contents and summaries of the leaked The Last of Us 2 gameplay videos are still being reposted in various sites, so fans should surf the internet with caution. And again, there's no mention of the people who just talked about it and didn't actually show anything. I don't know if they're violating anything, if they didn't sign anything and they're passing along rumors. We saw this with Star Wars. We saw this with The Rise of Skywalker, especially. We saw it with The Last Jedi, where Lucasfilm, Disney kept denying that these leaks were legitimate, lied to the face of fandom, flat out said, these are not real. Don't believe the rumors. And then the movie came out and wasn't damn near everything right. Okay. In leading up to the movie's release, there were screenshots. Oh, that's Photoshop. That's not legitimate. That picture of Palpatine, the chair, that's not legit. The picture of Rey and Kylo Ren with lightsabers side by side, that's not legitimate. No, you got caught lying. In this case, this is damage control. They're like, oh, we're just trying to protect people from spoilers by abusing YouTube copyright, I guess. And it's not a good look. Again, even if for some reason they have legal grounds to do so, it's not a good look. And the fans, the consumers, are going to remember the time that you were petty bitches and you took to YouTube and tried to smack down any and all dissent. It's never, ever a good look. And we've already got people saying they're swearing off Naughty Dog products. So this is coming from Bounding in the Comics. Again, I have to take their word for it because I do not know the nitty gritty of it. I've just had a lot of people ask us to cover it. I do know that Geeks and Gamers had problems with this yesterday. So Naughty Dog and Sony attempt to quash Last of Us 2 leaks and silence anyone discussing them. That's the problem. You know, if they're putting footage in YouTube, that's one thing. If they're just discussing the leaks, that's a totally different thing. You can't do that to people. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment are attempting to quash the recent release of The Last of Us Part 2 leaks. Not only are they trying to quash the leaks, but they are attempting to silence anyone who even discusses them. This is RK Outpost copyright strike. YouTuber Ryan Cannell, I think it's Ryan Cannell, reports his YouTube channel received a copyright takedown and had his video removed for talking about Anita Sarkeesian and Neil Druckmann's connections. I don't know anything about that. He adds, I could not believe that just for showing an image that is out there everywhere, anywhere you can find right now on the internet, there are people making memes about this ma'am sitting there with a golf club after what she had just done to a beloved character for showing that image and talking about these leaks. I get a copyright strike. We had something very similar happen with DreamWorks. Somebody at DreamWorks, I believe, was going around striking all of our videos if we had any images of She-Ra to try to shut us up. It always got reversed, always, but it took us out of play for about 2 weeks. What they're probably trying to do is shut everybody up for the first couple of weeks so they can sell as many games as possible. The thing is they're actually going to probably wind up selling fewer games because people are going to be so pissed off about these Gestapo techniques. Again, never a good look, even if you have the legal right to do so. You have to consider what the optics are going to look like to the fans. And the optics are bad. They're very, very bad. Cannell also details that a second video was removed on the Gaming with Geeks YouTube channel. He explains not only did this video get removed here, but this video over here on Gaming with Geeks, both videos I made, both get copyright strikes from Naughty Dog because they do not want people figuring out about this game. Again, that's the theory I had about Final Fantasy VII Remake. They were letting people do gameplay videos until they got to the end. The ending is where the plot line deviates greatly from the original game, and they don't want people knowing that that is the case. They try to say, well, we want to preserve the element of surprise. I think most people in 2020 are savvy enough to not click on videos that say, spoilers, here's the ending of the game, but here we are. They don't want people hearing about what they've done. Cannell notes that he didn't show any videos. All I did was show a couple of still images that are literally being used as memes every second going out on Twitter. On every place where you can get an internet connection, people are posting memes because it is a laughing stock. What might be more perplexing is that Cannell doesn't even know the real reason why his video was struck. He questions, was it because I talked about the plot, or was it because I had a couple of images that were all out there? Yes, because they can't control Twitter, they can't control 4chan, but they can abuse copyright on YouTube. And that's what they did. That's what they had at their disposal. They're trying to send a message, and the only message they're sending to someone like me is, wow, you guys are paranoid as hell. You don't have a lot of faith in this product, do you? And you're clearly batshit crazy. Again, the legality of it, that's up to YouTube to decide, I think. Definitely appeal it because it will probably get reversed. That's what happened to us with DreamWorks. So for clarification, Gaming with Geeks video was a copyright strike. The one on my channel was a copyright takedown, all for showing images and talking about leaks that are all over the internet. Well, again, they can't police every corner of the internet, but more and more studios, more and more companies are abusing YouTube's copyright system. And right now, normally, I don't think they would just take stuff down willy-nilly, but because YouTube is asleep at the wheel, okay, they are letting things slide that normally wouldn't slide. They're erring on the side of caution. We had a community strike for posting a link to a Cartoon Brew article talking about the Trolls 2 movie. absolutely ridiculous. Our first community strike in the 5 years we've been doing YouTube. And that's what happened because the bots are ramped up to 11 at this point. So they can get away with this shit. And these companies are taking advantage of the shutdown. YouTuber Mr. H reports his video covering The Last of Us Part 2 leaks was also struck. I received a copyright strike. Now, I fought this. I filed counterclaims because this is not legal because you're not allowed to do this. He detailed he received copyright strike from Muso TNT Limited. He states you're abusing the takedown system. You're abusing copyright, and you're also abusing your employees Naughty Dog and Muso Limited. Jeremy Griggs at Geeks and Gamers reported that his live stream discussing The Last of Us Part 2 also received a claim in the middle of the stream and was subsequently shut down. There have been a lot of really dubious strikes against people doing live streams lately. We had this happen to us a few weeks ago. We had some comics people on. We were having a roundtable. Nothing even remotely salty, nothing even remotely controversial. We were just talking about the state of the comic book industry, which everybody's talking about. But I believe there were a couple of people on that panel that somebody didn't like, and they shut our live stream down. Now, I got that reversed pretty quick because we actually do have contacts at YouTube. We can get stuff reversed pretty quickly, all things considered, and we were up and running, within an hour or two. But yeah, Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers got shut down. He detailed that he didn't show any images. Yeah, this is what's scary. He detailed he didn't show any images or even go into details about the game while sharing a screenshot of the copyright strike. So he showed no images, gave no specific details about The Last of Us. What the F, yeah. He reiterated that he didn't show any images and didn't provide any specifics about the game while noting he was contacting his lawyer. It sounds like somebody's just going on spree at this point. Griggs noted his lawyer is investigating the situation. Another YouTuber, Super Divorce, also reported they received a copyright strike while discussing The Last of Us Part 2 leaks. Now, speaking of lawyers, if anybody out there gets a crazy idea to strike this video, talking about how other people's videos have been striked, talking about how we're not even talking about the ending of the game. I don't really give a shit about the game, to be completely honest. I'm just talking about the situation in regards to YouTube. We do have lawyers and such, so, don't. These copyright strikes are not just affecting YouTubers. Bounding in the Comics also received a DMCA takedown notice for our coverage of the leaks. This is freaking weird. On April 29th, we received an email from Dariana Hosu from Mosu TNT Limited on behalf of Sony Interactive Entertainment requesting our entire article covering the leaks be taken down. The email read in part, I hereby demand that you act expeditiously to remove or disable access to the material or items claimed to be infringing. Well, you can claim something to be infringing. It doesn't mean it actually is. On April 30th, we'd receive a follow-up email from this Muso TNT Limited requesting the article be removed. We had this happen to us one time on another blog. We had Mattel was actually very, very... Oh, was it Mattel? Yeah, it was Mattel. They were very salty that we had leaked images. Again, these images had been out there on the internet for weeks. Leaked images of some of their, I think it was Monster High dolls, and we posted them. And again, they can't police Twitter. They can't police like they can sites. So they abuse DMCA. They never contacted us. They're legal people. They never contacted us. They went directly to our host and had our host remove those photos. Complete bullshit. And that's why, all of our sites are now hosted overseas. Anyway, that email read in part, we would appreciate your prompt action. Now they're asking, if they had asked first, again, this happened to us with Elation. They had no legal leg to stand on, but we did it because they asked, and we did not want the person on Twitter to get in trouble because they broke their NDA. The article had YouTube and Twitter videos showcasing the leaked footage. However, at the time of the original email, all of those videos showing the story leaks had already been claimed. At the time of the second email, other leaked footage showing short clips of gameplay had already been claimed on Twitter. Even with the video showing the leaked footage already unviewable, they demanded the entire article be deleted. It has not been deleted. Prove it. There's nothing in the article itself. That's what they don't understand. Like, they can delete the images or whatever, they can delete the article, but they're trying to put the genie back in the bottle, and you can't do it. And right now, Naughty Dog, again, they might have a legal leg to stand on, but they look like a bunch of douchebags. Like a total bunch of douchebags. And it could just be this firm that they hired to go around police this. Naughty Dog and Sony are doing everything in their power to try and muzzle people who are sharing the leaks or who even attempt to discuss it. However, they will soon learn that the Streisand effect is real. And by trying to silence people discussing the leaks, all they have done is brought about a much larger spotlight to the leaks. And maybe more importantly, decreased sales. I think this is going to happen. People are already saying they're done with Naughty Dog. And I like Naughty Dog. I did. I loved Crash Bandicoot. I loved Jak and Daxter. They were great games. Naughty Dog used to be a very pro gamer, pro fan company, but this is just a huge pile of bullshit. And you know, it's not gonna go well for them. I really don't think it's gonna go well for them. Again, Streisand effect. Most people, you know, 99.9% of the time when a game or movie comes out, there are leaks. They get out there. You just try to avoid spoilers. You stay off the internet. I can't imagine like Netflix doing this to people over Stranger Things 3, or, you know, it's just insanity. It's insanity. And I think they know. I think they know that the ending of this game, whatever it is, because I don't know, but whatever the ending is, I think they know it's going to be polarizing. It's going to cost them money, but they're actually costing themselves more money by being douchebags. So that's my 2 cents on it. Hope to God this video doesn't get struck, because I have not shown anything from this game. I have not discussed the spoilers. I don't give a shit. I'm just talking about the behavior of this company and the optics. You know, the optics are very, very bad. I'm gonna wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we will talk later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.